In the words of Keith Swanwick, teachers can begin to improve classroom settings by putting the spotlight on younger children's education. A lot of times there isn't very many involvement from the children because usually most teachers aren't excited about what they're teaching, or they can't really find ways to incorporate a student's learning into the classroom experience. So by improving where a child starts their music education, whether it be at a preschool level or even as old as middle school, we can begin to eliminate a lot of problems that take place in classroom settings, because usually if children are more involved and interested and appreciate the full effects of music, they will continue in the program. By finding teachers who love music, students can actually learn about what music means to them. They can appreciate the value of interpreting music in their own ways and seeing how music has benefited their lives socially, emotionally, and so forth, and actually grow to compose different works themselves if they so choose. Another fundamental part that is very lacking is community awareness. The first step, if people are going to salvage music education in schools, would be educating ourselves locally by showing support where we can, even if it means going to attending a few concerts, or maybe donating $1 or $2 to any of the fundraising programs that most music education or bands will hold, even symphonies and orchestras. People can contribute themselves without feeling like, you know, they have to go to big, expensive concerts, and it's not as time consuming and something that, you know, the mass can actually promote, because the more attention that people begin to give programs means the more attention that the media will start to absorb. And that says in itself, it creates, you know, it creates ripples, it creates waves. Music education has slowly managed to make its way into schools throughout history. As early as the 1800s on, music was usually only attempted or enjoyed or performed by those who could afford to see it or could afford the schooling. But into the 20th century and even earlier, people started to take it upon themselves, kind of like freelancing in a way, to start their own programs in public schools so that everyone would have access to free music education. And it boomed quite well throughout the 50s, and much research actually was done on this subject to help keep it going in the 60s and 70s. It isn't until recently, with all of the aforementioned issues, that it is facing very large depletion and could eventually become what it used to be in the past. People could actually participate in making music and enjoy it for free, even at young ages, if we were to help and support, as I just mentioned, and help children most of all to realize that music education is not just people playing instruments or composing music, I guess, in their free time. It's actually something that someone experiences personally and comes from the heart and within them. So, for our children's sake, let's keep it alive by doing all that we can now, so that it doesn't end up where it used to be and history doesn't have to repeat itself.